Yo, what's good, people? How's everybody doing today? It's your boy D Boogie from Every Day is Friday at the street. You are now currently joining the Every Day is Friday podcast, where we talk about mindsets and current events. And straight up, everything's on the table. Today, I got an incredible guest for us, man. His name is Mike Blasi, running for Congress right here in New Jersey. It's going to be a good one. Stay tuned, because I promise you, you'll get some stuff. You'll get some real stuff. And at the end of the day, I'm going to have him share what's truly going on around here and keep it 100, because that's what we do. Boom. How's everybody doing today? All right, we're going to jump right into this today. This is the first time you're joining the podcast. We talk about mindsets and current events, and everything's on the table, right? We're shaping minds to a better life. Become your own greatest fan, you know what I mean? And we also do interviews, inspirational stories, world news, current events, whatever's happening. We have real conversation, real stuff, no fluff. So let me bring on my man right here, Mike Blasi. Yo, what's good?
Good morning,
Darren.
baby boy? Good. Happy Friday.
My man, every day is Friday.
Every day is Friday.
You know what I mean? Nice to see you, man. How's you and the family, brother?
Everything's good, bro. Woke up, both feet touched the ground. I'm a happy man.
Yo, isn't that the first blessing of the day, Mike?
Absolutely.
It's crazy. A lot of times, you look at what's happening, in the country and around the world. And I always say, like, the first thing I do every morning, right, is you wake up, I look up, I say 3 grateful things, man. I'm so blessed and thankful to have just be able to open my eyes in that morning, and say, God gave me another day. And I always say this, bro, when I begin my stuff or end it, is God gave us another chance, right? But it's our choice now to do it that chance. Feel me?
Yes, sir. I feel you.
So I wanted to talk to you, man, because I know that you're running for Congress. Am I correct?
I stopped running. I am now flying for Congress.
Ooh, what you know about that? My man said he's flying. That's confidence. I like that, man. So I got to ask you a few questions, Mike. I know you're running for Congress here in New Jersey. I think that's CD4. Am I correct?
CD4. Yeah, that encompasses southern Monmouth County and most of Ocean County, as far south as Lacey Township.
Okay, good. So here's a couple of things. If you don't mind telling the audience today, tell me a little bit about Mike Blasi, because I think a lot of times people interview and they just jump right into the politics, right? Which I understand. I believe everybody needs to, we need to know about what's happening. We can't ignore it, right? Because what's happening is happening. And even if you ignore what's happening, it's still happening, right? It's going on, right? So I wanted to give this to you, man. I'm going to give you the table. Tell me a little bit about Mike Blasi, like, where you come from, how you started, what you've been doing, and your way up, like the story behind Mike Blasi running for Congress.
Oh, thank you, Darren. Well, first of all, in full disclosure, I'm not a politician. I'm a patriot. That separates me from all the other candidates. I'm just a guy like you, Darren. I'm a businessman. I'm a father. I was born in New York like you, which you can tell by my accent. Moved to Jersey like you did. Found my home because I love New Jersey. It's one of the greatest states in the world. That being said, I served 20 years in law enforcement. I served our country during Desert Storm as a military police officer. I love my country, Darren. Not once, but twice I swore to defend the Constitution of the United States. I'm out here. I brought my family out here in New Jersey. My mom and dad lives out here. And part of this run is for them. So they know that their son did something very special in his life, the life they gave me. So I'm all about family. I'm all about freedom. I'm all about protecting our children, protecting our rights. I'm a constitutionalist. And, by God, we need everybody to stand up and say enough is enough. And I'm that guy who said enough is enough.
Mike, you put tears in my eyes, man. That's tears of joy, to hear a man that served. First of all, thank you.
It's my honor to serve.
Thank you for your service, my brother, because, I love the military. I love what they've done, and especially guys like you. I mean, we wouldn't have what we have if it wasn't for you. We wouldn't have the freedom to pursue happiness, right?
Correct.
I mean, look what's going on overseas, right? They're fighting for freedom, bro. Like, freedom is something that I think it's really important to you. I mean, you served in the war. You were a cop. and now you're running for Congress. And the way that you're speaking, I feel as though, you hit my heart with that, that opening statement. So at this particular moment, Mike, right? You own a real estate company, right, in Jersey.
Correct.
I think
Correct.
it's Sherlock Holmes Realty, right?
Correct.
My thing is, dude, why? I mean, you have your own business, right? You've been doing it for 28 years. I know that you were, I think, the president of the Board of Realtors in Staten Island. Is that true?
Correct. Correct.
Right. And currently, you serve on the board in Monmouth County as well. Am I correct?
Correct. Correct.
Okay. So, Mike, my thing is, it's important to you to serve, but you already have a life planned. Like, why do you want to get into this, man? It's crazy. Politics are just, you know, you don't know who to believe, what to believe. You don't know who's telling the truth, not telling the truth. And at the end of the day, how do you kind of like work through it, Mike, and be like, nah, you know what? I see it for what it is, man. I want to run. And what's compelling you to go through this, how can I say, gauntlet, right?
Oh, it's a gauntlet, all right.
You
Believe
know,
me when
I
I tell
you,
you.
man. That's what
Yeah.
I'm here to talk
Yeah.
about, right? Keeping it 100, right? Like, it's a gauntlet, but what possesses you to want to go through this, bro? Like, why? Tell us why.
You started out the show talking about freedom.
Yep.
Freedom is not free. You realize that. Historically, we've always fought for our freedom. We have to continue to fight for our freedom. When I get up in the morning and I watch the news and I see what's happening to our country and the Democratic agenda, they're trying to turn our country
Mike, if you don't
socialist.
mind me saying, you said the news.
Fake
Great
news.
point. I wanted to bring two things up. You said something about you're a constitutionalist, right?
Correct.
Something about the news. Can you what does the constitutionalist mean to like the audience? They're listening and they're saying, what is a constitutionalist? Right. And I know that's really important to you, but you said something, you watching the news. How do you kind of first of all tell us about a constitutionalist, right? And what is watching the news? Like who do you watch and what do you get from it? And how do you kind of decipher of what's clear to you? If you can share with
All
the
right.
audience.
I agree. First of all, a constitutionalist is someone who believes in the Constitution, which is the core of our country values and our country laws. There are the powers that be that are currently sitting in Washington that are trying to dissolve our Constitution or alter it to fit their particular special needs and interests. I'm not for that. The Constitution is also the freedom of speech. So when you watch the news, and again, I watch all news, Darren. I'm not one of those guys that sits there and watches Fox all day or OAN. Whatever. I watch every channel possible to get different aspects. And then as an intelligent person, you have to say to yourself, what is plausible, what makes more sense, and what's true, what's factual. So unless they show backup documentation or photographs or videos, it's very hard to believe what's going on today. But just by knowing the situation, the scenarios, you've got to think what is really happening, what kind of picture they're trying to draw for you to watch on these fake news channels. What are they trying to relate to you? Because unfortunately, people believe if it's on Google, if it's on YouTube or TikTok or Fox News or whatever, that is true. The truth only lies in what you believe and what is actuality. So I'm not one of those guys that conspiracy theories and believe this, that, whatever. I believe what I see with my eyes and what I feel in my heart, Darren.
That's that's what I think a lot of people struggle with, right? They just don't know what's true. And a lot of times they feed them, some fake nonsense, right? And it's challenging because, we have so much disinformation, right? We do so much
Correct. Absolutely.
disinformation, so much straight up, what I'm saying? It's just, and what happens is I think from a mind standpoint, it gets into people's mind. And I think, how do you feel about this psychological kind of warfare that is kind of happening? Because I see things like I'm kind of like in the middle, what I mean? I'm kind of like an independent thinker, right? And I say to myself, okay, all this is happening, right, Mike? All this is going on, right? I said, so I look at it and I say, okay, who is the American first candidate? Now I'm not saying my thing is this, Mike, right? America first. It's kind of like your family first. I told somebody the other day, Mike, is even if you it's okay to put yourself first. That doesn't mean you're putting your family second, right? So the same is with America, right? We got to put America first. Why? Because if we take care of America, then we can take care of the world, right? Because we are in my opinion, and I would see if you would agree, is we are the leaders of the world when it comes to freedom and peace, right? And that's part of our Constitution, right? So America first. What is that kind of? What are you that kind of guy that hey, let's listen, man. I believe in my country. I serve the war. But what does America first actually mean? Like someone's gonna say, all right, Mike Blasi, straight up America first, right? They see this stuff and they see this. I think it's called the Grand New Party. Am I correct? Am I
Yes, we'll
correct?
get into
All
that
right,
shortly. Yes. All
right.
right.
So if you can elaborate on that, that would be fantastic.
Okay. First of all, America First is not the title you give yourself. A lot of candidates say, oh, we're America First, we're America First, but it's really not true. If you haven't served your country, if you haven't sworn to put your life on the line for this country, you really can't be an America First candidate. That being said, I'll give you an example. You see this pin right here, Darren? You could buy this on Amazon for $1.99. I spent $9 for this. You know why? This was made in the USA, brother. Okay, so while it may be convenient to buy Chinese product, at all possibilities, I avoid buying Chinese products if I can. I don't. I believe in supporting America. I believe in going to American businesses and supporting American local business. I believe in supporting the Constitution and those that are legitimately putting America first. The sock puppet who is in the White House right now, Joe Biden, he is not an America First candidate. Half of Congress, more than half of the Senate right now, they are not America First. If you walk into Congress as a middle class person and you walk out as a billionaire, you didn't serve the people, bro. You served yourself. And that is not America First. And what's going on right now, Darren, the country is trying to be divided. They're trying to divide us. It's the oldest playbook in history, divide and conquer. So by spewing out this fear and false information, what it's doing is getting people to be divided against each other. And they're trying to race bait people. They're trying to say vaccinated versus unvaccinated. All this nonsense is to keep people confused so they don't focus on what's really happening in our country. And my job is to make people wake up. Because I'm not naive, Darren. I'm not going to go to Congress and change the world. But what I am going to do is make some noise. And if guys like myself and Billy Premper and Ian Smith gets in and a bunch of veterans get in, again, we're not going to change the world, but we're going to make enough noise and we're going to expose what's going on so that people know the absolute truth. It's not enough to be Republican today, Darren. You know that, right? Because the GOP is not really on point anymore. The GOP
Let me
today,
ask you a question about that, Mike, if you don't mind me asking, right? So people see the Republican Party, they see the Democratic Party, right? But you have the Grand New Party, right? And America First, and you're running in New Jersey. Well, let's say you're in Jersey, you're running for Congress in New Jersey. And I said, all right, Mike, as an America First candidate, you love your country. I love my country.
absolutely.
I would do anything for I mean, we're not perfect, but I promise you this. I'm so blessed and thankful to be born in the greatest place in the world. I love what we stand for. I love the Constitution. We're always trying to get great, Mike. We're always trying to get better. We're always trying to do things right. We're always trying to help when needed. So in New Jersey, there seems to be, this is a very dominant Democratic state, right? Very dominant, right?
Right.
And
10 out of 12 districts are Democrat.
10 out of 12, right? So when you're running, right, what do you think as a New Jersey candidate? What do you think right now is like your top 5 things that you're running on that you believe that say, D, check this out, bro. These are the most important things for New Jerseyans to understand that we got to take care of New Jersey. And once we take care of New Jersey and see what an incredible job that we've done in New Jersey, maybe when you guys, you especially, what is the things you're running on? What's really important to you? And when you win or you get to win and and get there, what changes are you going to make? And what are your real priorities to help New Jersey get through this trying time?
Well, agreed. Well, first of all, our biggest concern right now, one of our biggest concerns right now in New Jersey is medical freedom. While they're pulling back on the vaccine mandates for our children, I've been out there at Board of Ed meetings with your friend Nikki Stowe and a few other people, and I've been fighting for the I call them mama bears, the parents that for years have not been as loud as they can be. And you poke a mama bear, you're going to pay for it. So I'm out there fighting for medical freedom. I don't think anybody has a right, and I have the Constitution right here. It does not say anywhere that the government has a right to tell you what to do with your body or your health issues. So that's a big priority in New Jersey. We've got
So
to
what is
get this
medical
back.
freedom? If the audience is listening, right, and they say Mike is running on medical freedom, can you elaborate on what is
Well,
medical freedom? Like I
first
hear
of all,
it, right?
I believe in all freedom. That's first of all. But medical freedom means that how can a government entity tell you what to do with your body? Now, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. If you want to get vaccinated, that's your choice. But no one should tell you that you have to get it. I mean, welcome to year 3 of 15 days to stop the spread. You know, it's ridiculous. You know, we're on vaccine 4. They want to push a 4th vaccine, the 5th vaccine. And who's getting richer on these vaccines? And who's suffering from the vaccine? You know, the establishment and the people that are investing in these Pfizer and Johnson & Johnsons are getting richer and richer. And the people that are getting the vaccine are getting sicker and sicker. So again, it's my body, my choice. What happened to that? You know what I'm saying? So I don't think anybody should mandate you to do what you want to do. And as a parent, it should be your choice to mask your kid, your choice to vaccinate your kid. The government should stay out of our business. Let me raise my kids, you raise your kids, and let them worry about more important things. That's medical freedom, my friend.
Interesting. Yo, great point. I wanted to ask you a question on that. So this medical freedom, right? So at the beginning of this, right, you saw it, Mike, and I think you were an advocate, right? Where, okay, we saw at the beginning, you know, we try to get, you know, everything as quick as possible. But now it's like, we kind of see what's happening, right? We see what's up. We're not stupid, right? We see the real deal, right? But why do you think that people are still consistently, they see it, it's being told what works, what doesn't work, and they continue to stay where they were in 2020? This is 2022, if I'm not mistaken. Listen,
Right.
I ain't here to judge nobody because God don't judge you till your last days. You do you. The thing is that why do you think that we continue to push this agenda? And why does, and you're a Republican, why do you think the other side is consistently pushing this agenda when ultimately it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? We see the numbers. We see what's happening. We all see the truth, right? But for some reason, we don't believe it. Can you help explain that to, like, I know you're an advocate. So how do we stop this push and these mandates?
Turn this off. Turn the television off. Stop believing the hype. You know, if a celebrity or Dr. Fauci, Dr. Fake Fauci, tells you to do something, it doesn't mean it's true. They're painting a narrative that if you don't do them, if you don't get this vaccine, you're going to die. And, you know, it's really kind of funny. You don't hear about COVID anymore. And you can thank Vladimir Putin for curing COVID, because since this war started, there's no more numbers, there's no more COVID information, no more COVID data. So this was a distraction, this war, to get people to forget about COVID, while they're keeping in the background to bring back another variant or whatever that they're going to throw on us again, probably around election time, which that's just historical Democrat playbook. If you keep fearing people and indoctrinating people, Dan, you see it right now. People in their cars, driving by themselves wearing a mask.
Yep.
I don't understand that. People walking by themselves in the park wearing a mask. Okay, you've been indoctrinated, you've been brainwashed, and you're just drinking the Kool-Aid. I don't drink Kool-Aid, my friend. I don't have time to drink Kool-Aid. My bottom line is this: if you do the research and follow the true science, go to the CDC website, check out the VAERS report, and then make a decision for yourself and your family. Just because Fauci says it, or a celebrity says it, or somebody on TikTok says it, does not mean it's true.
So Mike, to your point, let me ask you a question. So why is it, right, that we continue as a country, right? The president gets 400 G's. Fauci probably he's the highest paid, if I'm not mistaken, right? The highest paid. Why do we continue paying people? No matter who it is, whether it's a politician, it's our money, right? Taxes, our money. I love this country, right? I believe in the Constitution. Anyone got a problem with that? Let me know. Let us know. We'll come at you quickly. I'm just being real. You know, I love what we do here. But if you get it wrong 55 times, no matter who you are in office, right? You keep getting it wrong. You keep getting it wrong. You keep getting it wrong. You keep lying. You keep deceiving. Let me ask you a question. How do you keep your job? My point is, Mike, to you, you're running, you're getting in, right? To push who out? To ensure that for example, I hire somebody, right? And they have a job description, Mike, correct?
Correct.
So you got a job description. What happens when you don't fulfill your job description?
Well, this is the problem, Darren.
Tell me what's
number one. People, again, they need to be more educated on the candidates who they vote for. We need term limits. Okay, my opponent's been in Congress for 42 years. 42 years. You know what the definition of insanity, Darren, is?
Mm-hmm.
Voting the same way for 42 years, expecting a different result.
Albert Einstein, baby.
Right. If you keep voting these people in, not knowing what their job description is, then you've got a problem. A congressman's job is a representative of the district. Okay, my opponent, Chris Smith, has not held a town hall since 1992. How are you in touch with the people?
Say that again, Mike? Excuse me, hold on a second. So you're saying that you're up against Chris Smith, right? And right. He's been in 44 years.
42, yes.
He's never had a town hall, and he never spoke to the people.
Nope.
So why do you think why do they continue to vote for him, Mike?
Because they don't. What happens is the GOP out here in New Jersey keeps putting him on the line. He plays their game. So whether you're a Donald Trump fan or not, what you have to agree upon, the country is better under Donald Trump than Biden. Would you agree? Okay, so
There's nothing to talk about.
So if you're a true Republican, you have to acknowledge that Donald Trump is the leader of the Republican Party. Donald Trump called out Chris Smith by name and said, primary this guy, get rid of this guy. He's an enemy of the people. He's got to go. And the fact that the GOP out here are getting so rich by putting him on the line and giving him the first spot on the ballot that they just totally disregarded the leader of the Republican Party and put him on the line, the first line on the ballot, as opposed to doing what the leader of the party, Donald Trump, said, get rid of this guy. Donald Trump, a lot of things, but what he did do is expose people. And if he's calling this guy and exposing this guy, he's definitely not good for the country. The GOP, I went to the Ocean County GOP, and they pulled, I'm not going to get into it, but they pulled such shenanigans to make sure that Chris Smith got the line, that if these people were there.
What do you mean by got the line? If you could tell the audience, like, he gets the line. I'm going to educate people so they understand kind of like, I think to your point is, you kind of want to educate people because I don't think they 100% know the language, the laws, and they didn't come out to vote a lot because maybe they were nervous or whatever it was. Maybe they didn't believe whatever it is. I don't think that a lot of people do understand is, to your point, Mike, is we have one thing as citizens in power, right? Our most powerful asset and the thing that was given to us by our founding fathers is our voting rights. Correct. You agree with that, Mike?
100%.
So the question is, you have all these people. You have these people in office. They keep getting elected all the time and nothing changes, right?
Yeah.
So how do we make that change, first of all, right? And number two, how do we ensure that us as New Jerseyans, as Americans, that voter integrity, which is our right.
Yes, sir.
Which is, I believe, is as a citizen, we get to pull that lever and we get to vote for the people that we choose to. And that should, and listen, I don't know behind the scenes, because you know what I'm saying? Like, I just know what I see and what I hear, and I look for the truth. I find it disturbing that not many people talk about that, right? We get distracted by different things, but ultimately, when the polls come this June, Mike, and you're in the primary,
June 7th.
June 7th. What are we doing, and how do you feel about voter integrity? And what do you truly think that when you get elected, or if you get elected, what will you do to ensure that we the people, and I represent we the people, and I know you do too.
Well, I'm going to drop a lot of information on you. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about the line. Mm-hmm. So when you go to the ballot, the first line on the ballot is the Republican line. Most people are indoctrinated, just go to that first line and vote for that Republican straight down the line, because that's what they're told to do. I'm a Republican, I have to vote straight down. But Darren, you go to a restaurant, you look at the first item on the menu and order it, or do you read the menu, find out what's best for you to eat that night?
Great point, bro. Say it again, Mike. What do you so the first line, most people just 1, 2, 3, they go boom, 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 right? They pretty much do it like that because they don't know any different, right?
Correct.
Great point. So you say read the menu. That's
right. You're going to learn who's on the ballot prior to June 7th, which is the primary. Do your research on all the candidates and find out who's best for you, your family, your needs, your county, your town, your state, and your country. And then make an educated decision when you pull that ballot. The fact that right now, I don't know if you noticed, but the entire country was redistricted, okay, on December 28th. What that means is every 10 years they do a census, and based on the census, they redistrict. So the people in CD4, especially in Southern Ocean County, did not know they're redistricted. I was out in the neighborhood yesterday meeting people. They did not know. So if you don't know and they don't tell you, how dare they redistrict you and not tell you? So the average person is going to go to the ballot. That would Lacey, Brick, Toms River, which were in CD3, which is a Democrat district. You go down now and say, oh my God, we have a Republican, and they're going to vote straight down the ballot. Or they may not vote at all because they think they're in a Democratic district. So people have to go out and read where you are, do your research on what district you are and who's running. That being said, the fact that the GOP, again, disregards Trump, puts him on the line.
So GOP, just a lot of people believe it or not, GOP means actually what, Mike? Tell them.
Grand Old Party.
And you are the what?
The Grand New Party.
There's people in the audience. I want you to understand there's the grand old party, and Mike is a Republican, right? But I want you all to know, as in the audience, that it's a grand new party, and they're still Republicans, but they have I think, if I'm not mistaken, you can cut me off at any time. It's an America First party.
Yes.
Am I
Well,
close?
think about this. Think of the
Tell me about
GOP.
that. Yeah,
GOP's been around for a long, long time.
correct.
Right?
Yep.
Think of it as an engine. Okay? If you run that engine for 42 years and you don't change the oil, what's going to happen to that engine?
It's a wrap.
It's going to get sludgy and whatever. So right now we got slime and sludge in our engine.
Mm-hmm.
The GOP is saying is get rid of that sludge, that old time thinking, the politricks, as you call it, and the pocketicians, get them out and put fresh blood of patriots, people that love this country, put this country first, and run the machine on that oil. And that's the grand new party. We are tired of the establishment. We're tired of the game. And voter fraud is very big in New Jersey. You talk about voter integrity. Why has nobody stood up for voter integrity law? We saw 2020 was a fraud. If you believe 2020 is legitimate, you've got some issues. Our governor's race was also fraudulent. This is the point where we need a voter integrity law. And then you say to yourself, how do we do this? Number one, you pass a law that if you're a realtor, if you sell a house, the board of realtors must notify the county clerk that this person moved. If you get married, whoever the wedding officials are have to notify the county clerk they've been married, they moved. If you change your license at DMV, you must notify the county clerk that people moved. If, God forbid, you pass away, the county clerk and the morgues are required by law to notify the county. Now, will this stop fraud? Absolutely not. But will it curtail it a lot? Yes, it will. That, and people, if you're upset, volunteer to be a poll watcher or a poll challenger. Go down there and make sure you stay till the end of the night, because everything happens at 3 o'clock in the morning. Everybody goes home, and then the shenanigans starts. Don't leave until that place is locked up, all the ballots are picked up, and this is a good start to stop voter fraud.
Excellent point, man. Picking up on this, man. Great education for the fans out here in the audience, man. So, if voter integrity is really important, right? And everybody sees what's going on in this country, and parents, everybody. Why do you think they don't come out to vote, especially in New Jersey? I mean, think about it, Mike. The last election, right? Did we have good voter turnout?
The last election, not as good as we should, but but they voted more because everybody wants to go to Murphy. I call him Snaggletooth. He's got to go. But after seeing the 2020 election, the fraud, people are like, why should I bother vote? Why should I bother? That's the reason. They win 2 times. They win once by cheating and second by preventing you from voting. That is your right. Okay, leave it up to the poll watchers, the poll challengers, and now the Republicans have actually poll verification systems. Just go out and vote, especially in the primary. Darren, are you a Yankee fan?
Dude, I'm gonna be real.
I know you are.
Hold on, let me put you on, bro. You see what's behind me? I don't know if you.
I know. I saw it.
That's Derek Jeter, baby.
So, who do you think is one of the most important people in the Yankee organization?
The most important people?
Yeah.
You want me to keep it real?
Just
Mariano
real.
Rivera?
No. I'm gonna hit you with this. Would you agree that the scout is one of the most important people in the Yankee organization?
Gene Michael, baby, put the Yankees together. Absolutely.
Okay. So the primary is saying to the people of New Jersey, you are the scout for your district. You have to find candidates that can be better than you have, that can get up there and win your World Series or the pennant. Okay, or get up there and help you, whatever. So if you don't vote in the primary, you're letting the GOP tell you you have to vote for this or a Democrat. That's like going out and having steak or chicken. What if I want fish? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So if you get out there and you vote in the primary, you get to tell the people this is who you want, instead of the establishment telling you who do you have to vote for. That's why on June 7th, get out to the polls, make sure you register to vote, and vote in the primary. And read the menu at the restaurant. Don't look at that first line. Read the menu. Google your candidates. Check a look at their websites. See who's really going to be best for you and your family.
Mike, I want to give you an opportunity, right? To give the audience your top things. Like, you have people run on certain cards, right? So what are you actually running on, right? Like, what do you, all right, like some people run on parents' choice, some people run on whatever it is, right? What are your top things that you're running on that you are going to make? Because I'm feeling this grand new party. I see what you're saying, because, I keep it 100 on the show. We keep it real. We talk about, straight up stuff. There's no fluff here, man. I'm going to come at you if I have to come at you, asking you questions. This is not preloaded, man. This is just you and I talking, man. I appreciate you coming out here and sharing the truth, your truth. But ultimately, from a veteran and a cop that served, that owns a business, coming out here and doing this for the people, doing this for the community, doing this not for your own pocket, because I know you, and I know you don't have to do this. The thing is, the grand new party and Mike Blasi for CB4. Somebody said, yo, Mike, let me ask you a question, Mikey boy. What are you running on, my dude? And what is really, when you get into office, say you got elected right now, you won the election. Boom, Mike Blasi's in the building, right? You win. What are you running on? And what is the top 5 to 7 things that you are going to make change, or at least give your blood, sweat, and tears to ensure the people are good?
Well, as we started before, again, medical freedom is very important.
Yep.
Voter integrity, very important.
Yep.
How about border security, Darren? Okay, we've got our borders wide open where they're coming into it. Their human trafficking is at an all-time high.
Yep.
And my opponent is in charge of the Human Trafficking Commission. So what does that tell you? Fentanyl's coming in. The illegals are coming in. We don't know where they're coming from. They're unidentified. They're undocumented, unvaccinated, and they're not vetted. So basically, we're opening our door to anybody to come in, people that may be here to do us harm, do your family harm, or harm our country. That border has got to be secured. Anybody here who believes in open borders, please tonight take the doors off your house, put them by the garbage, and leave your doors unlocked and with no door on your house, and live that way. Let me know how that works out for you. So border security is extremely important.
Mikey, if you don't mind me interrupt you, that's something that, I mean, personally, it's not sustainable, right? But my ancestors came, went through Ellis Island.
Legally.
Yeah, exactly. And I say to myself, I'm like, I see people that talk about immigrants and they talk, bad things. Like, they're stupid. They're coming here with nothing. I know my grandmother, she has her name in Ellis Island. I'm a Jewish, my mother was Jewish, my father was Catholic, right? And my grandmother came here from Poland, but her name is on Ellis Island, right? With my grandfather, they came here and owned a taxi cab and got the emblem and, worked at night and worked 2 jobs to support his family. Thing is, Mike, is that with border security, let me ask you a question. Why do you think the last administration locked it up? Be real. It's what it is, man. I'm telling you what I know and what we see. Let's keep it 100. He locked it up. Every single person said we had the greatest, relationship with Mexico. We had a great relationship. Say, hey, man, ain't nobody crossing here. We're going to work together. We're going to make it happen. And we're going to ensure that when you come in here legit. Do the right thing. And so why do you think it's happening right now and it wasn't happening before?
Well, first of all, our country was built on immigrants, but immigrants who came here with a love of this country, a desire for freedom, a desire to be part of the American way. They came here with their skills. They helped. I mean, half of our country is built by immigrants. But if you came here illegally, that's not a problem. Do the process. But the fact they're coming in here without a specific purpose, they're not coming here to help our country. They're here to get what they can get from our country. Free medical, free assistance, public assistance. We are in enough debt right now. We can't afford to support another million people coming in here that are not looking to work and help build this country. Also, with the Democrats' playbook is they don't choose to have voter ID. So now I have all these illegals that'll come and vote for the Democratic Party, and thanks for letting us in. And these people are walking in, Darren. They're just walking in. They could be terrorists walking into our country. Just thank you, doors open, and they can be prepared to do harm to ourselves and our family. We cannot let anybody come into our country. This is the only country with a border like this. Okay?
Shouldn't we be allowed to put, Mike, you look very adamant about that, and
Yes.
I can see it in your heart. I can see you speaking from your heart with that, right? As a veteran, I can only imagine, and being a former cop, when you see, and I'm going to tell you, I feel you, because I think when you come to this country and you step on this soil, you're an American. My take on it, right? It is what it is, right? When you come here, you could be of whatever, wherever you came from or whatever it is, but you come here, you're an American. You come here, you become a citizen. These American values, right, Mike? We have the Constitution of the United States, the greatest document ever written besides the Bible, in my opinion.
Right.
We follow constitutional law, and it's kind of worked, right? And we know there's some evil lurking, and they always try and there's always good and bad in this world, in my opinion, Mike. And I could see evil, man. I could see it. When you want to think about it, look what's going on overseas in Ukraine and all over the world, and freedom, right? What gets me, Mike, to your point is, can you ever be happy if we don't have freedom? right?
No, you
Look at
cannot.
the Ukrainians right now. They are just like, give me the swords, give me the weapons, and let me fight for freedom. And I digress here, Mike, because at the end of the day, I just, it breaks my, I get tears in my eyes. And they're not tears. I hate to see children dying, innocent people. I don't care where you are in this world. There's no room for tyranny, dictatorship, crushing the human spirit. That affects me to my core. And I know it does yours. That's why I'm harping on this, because I saw how adamant you were about it. And I've seen your heart speak for a minute.
Can you
And I
answer
love
the
talking
question?
to people that right from here, right? You're not talking from your head, bro. I feel it. It's just how I see things. It's from your heart, bro.
Here's my question to you.
Yep.
Okay. If we are so against Putin, whatever, why on day one of the sock puppet Joe Biden's day as president, he shut down our pipeline, destroying thousands and thousands of jobs, and then made us reliant on Russian oil, where we're importing something like 520 million barrels a day from Russia, where our pipeline was creating 800 something million barrels of oil a day. Why are we doing this? So what you did was you crushed jobs. If you've been to the pump, Darryl, you've got to be upset with where the pump is right now. You know, in 2019, 18, we was $2 a gallon, $1.79 a gallon. Now we're at almost $5 a gallon because we just funded this war for Russia by giving all that extra money. And now they want to sanction them, and Russia's going to turn around and sanction us. This is bad. This is bad. They did. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. This is going to crush our economy. Right now, you have Iran. They're trying to push an Iran nuclear deal again. Iran is going to stop buying oil from Russia, from China, I'm sorry, using Chinese currency. Again, going to crush our economy. If you guys are happy with paying $5 a gallon, you're happy with the country's running, God bless you. But if you're alive and you want to save this country, you want to save democracy, things have to change. This administration has to change. I'm cleaning house. That's my motto. We're cleaning house. The House of Representatives has to be cleaned. Senate has to be cleaned, where people are getting rich while we all get poor. They're putting our lives and our country in danger while they're profiting. This is not a good scenario. The government's only and first important job is to protect the people. That's number one. And they're failing to do that on epic levels. This is why we, the people, have to get out, make our voice heard, and say no more. No more are we going to take your tyranny. No more your corruption. No more of your BS. We want our own people in the House and in the Senate. And until that happens, we're going to be in trouble, Darren.
So it's a great point. So to your point, man, let me ask you. So if they're coming in, if people are coming in and everybody's, allegedly concerned about freedom, I think as though, like, when I look at what's happening right now in the current event, which is right now in Ukraine, I look at it when I say they had a taste of freedom, right? And then it was getting taken away, right? See, I think, and please, jump in anytime you feel like it is. We as Americans, our founding fathers, and from 1776, we left the European Union, right? And we left because we didn't want tyranny. We didn't want what Lewis, the king and queens, and we the peasants. We wanted limited government, and we the people, if I'm not mistaken, at that time, right, Mike?
Right.
So why do you think that a lot of us, and not me, I'm so blessed and thankful that I love my country, that we have this freedom to even talk, right? Why are people not rising up as much in this country when freedom is slowly but surely getting infringed upon in many ways, censoring people to talk? Like, who are you to censor me? It's freedom of speech, my dude. I will keep talking. I'll find a way. Once you start doing that and telling people to keep quiet, I've got a problem with that. And if you don't have a problem, I don't care what aisle you're on, left, right, up, down, we need to talk. Come to the table. Let's talk about it. Let's be about it. Let's debate about it. Let's come to a common ground, in my opinion, that says, hey, what's good for America? Every American, every color, race, creed. We are Americans first, in my opinion, right, Mike?
There's only one race, the human race.
The human race, that's what we are. But America's first, right? We got to make sure we take care here so we can take care of every place else. And I think in many years, we've done a really good job, right? So what happens when people try to take that away, Mike, and people are not as hungry as what we're seeing in Ukraine with those incredible people that they ain't asking for a ride, my dude. They're asking to provide us with the weapons to protect our freedom. So us as Americans, and as a country. How do you not? And I know shit gets messed up, Mike. We know politicians, politricking, they do it overseas too. Ain't nobody perfect. But right now, when people are fighting for freedom, do you think that us as Americans feel the same way and have that pride in this country as they have it?
Exactly. Well, listen, we always love our country. America first. Also, if you ever flown on a plane, Darren,
Sure.
and the stewardess comes out, in case of emergency, an airbag will fall down. Make sure you put yours on first before you're helping somebody else. You've got to make sure that you're able to help other people by being self-sufficient and secure yourself. Freedom is something that we all love for, but we take for granted. Okay, the people in Ukraine are in a bad situation, but that could be us tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. So we have to get together and band together and keep our democracy and keep our Constitution alive. The fact that so many people today are just crushed, they're separated, they're divided. The country has kept you down between the COVID and beat you up during COVID, and then during the economy, they're just making you weaker and weaker and weaker. That makes less people get up and rise. But a lot of people, a lot more than you think, are saying, no, enough is enough. This is just a terrible way. People are going to rise. People are going to come to the polls on June 7th, and they're going to send a message. We're going to say, we're tired of your establishment. We're tired of your career politicians. We need people like our forefathers to get our house back, get our country back, and make sure that the president of the United States, who's coming in at 24, gets us back on track.
We the people, baby. Couldn't agree with you more, Mike. You know, I keep it 100. I don't talk no bullshit. I keep it real and upfront with you, and I appreciate you being 100%. So I wanted to ask you one last thing, which I think is on everybody's mind here in the audience, especially in Jersey and probably across the country. I have 2 daughters, Mike. I love them unconditionally. Thank God, I have married to a beautiful wife. I'm just blessed beyond belief. But over the last 2 years, I got really disturbed as a parent, and I got really disturbed with what was happening to my kids. When I watched what was happening, Mike, to your point, it broke my heart to see districts shut down. Not at the beginning, man. When that bat, whatever was going on, I don't know what's going on behind the closed doors. I got to kind of see it and get into it to get the real facts, right? To really know what's happening. I say to myself, yo, D, what I did see is my daughter's suffering. What I did see is I didn't see the schools opening when they could have. What I did see is we knew what was happening after a certain amount of time, and they kept going, and they kept saying, we're going to put this into the schools, and we're going to keep the masks on your children without your choice, and we're going to infringe, and do things to you without informed consent, which I think is part of the Nuremberg Code, if I'm not mistaken, Mike, right? So that being said, they infringed on every right, I believe, as a citizen of this country, and broke many rules of constitutional law.
Correct.
If I'm not mistaken, right, Mike?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I believe in constitutional law. I believe in I believe in freedom. I believe in life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The thing is, as a parent, I felt that they were trying to take that away from us, and we rebelled. I was thrown out of many places for not wearing a mask at a certain time because I started seeing things, and things started getting a little tricky for me, and I started looking for the truth, and I kind of found it. And then I was like, this is not, but my kids, Mike, see, they were nervous. They were scared. Everywhere I went, I would fight for them. And they look at me, Dad, I love you. And I understand that they're young, 15 and 11. They may not understand it. But I want to know something, Mike. I was thrown out of a million places. I went on social media, created something. And what happens is I lost some friends. I lost business. I'm a local realtor. I work with you, and people weren't kind of calling and look differently because I was fighting for what I believe was right for kids. And I will do that until I die, no matter what, because that's my family, right? So us as parents, what will Mike do if he got elected tomorrow to ensure that this never, ever happens again?
Okay, well, we do have to fight for the Constitution. The medical lockdown was actually a governor's order. So as a congressman, I couldn't supersede the governor because it's his state. But what I could do, my dude, is I will continue as a congressman to hold town halls, get numbers, get rallies, get people out there, get them aware and educated to fight this evil tyrant, Governor Murphy. And I said it once before, I'll say it again. when I get into Congress, I would donate my first year salary to start a movement to recall Governor Murphy. This guy's got to go. And if unlike your current congressman, we hold town halls and we open up to everybody. Again, a congressman is a representative. Remember that word, representative.
Up, Mike. Yeah,
I represent the district. So if I'm not in the district listening to these parents, listen to the people of the district, I'm not doing my job. Yep. Having the town halls, even if it's a video or a public town hall, listen to the people and then bring their message to Congress. And if the people are saying they're upset, let it be loud, let it be proud. Unfortunately, again, you have to really, all during COVID, you ever notice the sky was a little darker? People a little more depressed. They're trying to keep your spirit down. The American spirit is one of the most powerful spirits in the world. Bro. Listen, you've seen our veterans, we love our country. The fact that they're trying to indoctrinate our kids to hate our country. They're trying to indoctrinate with their agenda to hate our military, to hate our country. That's a bad formula. And the only way to save that and the only way to get back on track before it gets even worse is to get the right people that's going to represent you and your family into Congress, into Senate, into the White House, and take back our country. Because the socialist agenda they're pushing is nothing but a cancer for this country. Socialism does not work. No. Okay, it's proven it does not work. So when you said,
yes, sir, go ahead, preach, bro. Because
you said life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Yep,
that's the American dream. By crushing us, depressing us, and suppressing us as well, it's damaging your spirit. But you know what? Every day, go out there, pray to God for the strength. I put on my God's armor every day. Get out there, get loud, get proud. Every one of you have a voice. Every voice counts. Every voice is important. Use that voice, especially on June 7th.
My man. First of all, I do appreciate you taking the time today to jump on the show here. Mike, listen, man. I know this ain't easy in this world. And my show's a little bit different. A lot of people just ask questions and they just go about their business. But I like a little conversation so we could talk about it a little bit, get involved a little bit, get really deep a little bit, and show the people that, guess what? There's some good people because, I believe there's good and evil in this world, Mike. And as long as we still have some good people, we'll take out that evil. Because since the dawn of time, there's always been bad, right? There's always been some bad, but there's been some good that fought it, right? So ultimately, I think, listen, COVID definitely knocked people out for a while. But me coming out of it, I look back on it, and I wish everyone did the same. What did we learn from it? Be grateful, be thankful. You're blessed if you're still here. And know that it was tricky the last couple of years. And to value this incredible country, this incredible world. And I believe this thing, Mike, and then I believe God, we the people, and then everybody else, my brother. Because at the end of the day, it is we the people. It is. It's our country. Our veterans died for it. And I think kind of like you, Mike, I'll never forget what they've done, even though a lot of them are not here anymore. A lot of the World War II veterans are gone. But we can never forget, in my opinion. My final thought here is, and I'm going to give you the final thought, is I think that as an American, that's what I am. I'm an American. And I think everybody, in my opinion, as an American, you should start acting like it, believing like it, living like it, protecting this country like it, and be blessed and thankful that we have the freedoms to just go to the store, to get on a phone, to speak to your friend, to have food on your table, that you don't have to go 9 miles to get a glass of water. You can turn it at the drop of a dime. If I want something to eat, I could just cook it on the stove. I don't have to go out in the wild and hunt and fish and come back and eat for a day. It's because of the patriots that died for this country. And there's people, I respect you, Mike, as a friend and as a military, incredible serviceman, and as a cop. You've done nothing but, from what I know, is serve the people in the right way. So my opinion is I put a lot of people on this show and different opinions, but I just wanted to share with you that, America is first. And then obviously we could take care of the rest of the nation and the rest of the world. But I want to give you, Mike, today the final thoughts of what you think when you win this election, and what do you think the most important thing is for New Jersey to, how can I say, that Mike Blasi is going to fight tooth and nail to ensure that he puts something into law. Final thoughts, Mike.
Thank you, Darren.
So,
First of all, the people of New Jersey are some of the most resilient, brilliant, educated, toughest, strongest people in the nation. If you are not happy in the direction your country is going, you've got a choice. Even though they're trying to suppress your voice, you still have a voice. If they put a mask over you, you speak past that mask at the ballot booth. If you've got a problem with your school, you go out there and you protest peacefully. If you got a problem that's going on, you will let the world know that we are not going to lie down and take it. What's happening right now with this government, the suppression of our rights, they're trying to depress us, divide and conquer us, call us racist, anti-vax, vax, whatever. That's a great scheme and it's a great plan to divide and conquer our country. But we're not stupid. We are smart people. We are brilliant people. We see past the minutia that they're spewing at us. But if you really love this country, and if you want to change, and if you're not happy the way the country is going, the way I am, get out in the polling booths. Get out there, pull that lever on January 7th, vote in the primaries, vote in the general election, and say, here's my voice. Take this vote and shove it. Because you know what? We are not going to take your gerrymandering. We're not going to take your minutia. We're not going to take your corruption anymore because we are all awake. We see what's going on, okay? So that being said, I thank you for being on your show. It's always a pleasure. God bless you. God bless your family. And God bless the United States.
Mikey, thank you so much, my dude. Listen, good luck. I know you're not going to need it because I have a, I have a really, I believe that God is always on the good side.
And can I leave you one last thing, Darren?
Yeah.
If you want to know a little bit more about me, go to my website. It's called www.mikeblasieforcongress.com.
Right there.
Take a look at my video, my events, my endorsements, what I'm doing, where I'm going to be, where I'm out there. And if you want to support a little more, there's a donate button there as well. Because as you know, we're fighting a machine. But the bottom line is this: I'm fighting for you, and I will fight for you with my last breath.
Mikey, thanks so much, my brother. I wish you nothing but the best. And God bless you and your family.
God bless you.
God bless this country. My man, enjoy the
Amen.
rest of your day. Thanks for your time, brother.
Peace.
All right, peace, bro. Yo, what's up, y'all? So that was Mike Blasi from CD4 here in New Jersey, running for Congress with the brand new party. A little bit different. Seems like it's an America First party. You know, I just keep it 100 on the show. My final thoughts are here today is, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we've been around a long time. I'm blessed and thankful to be part of this beautiful nation. Everybody has their opinion about it, but I will never, ever burn my flag. I will never, ever, ever not stand for freedom. I wanted to share something, too, is what's going on overseas in Ukraine. I can't begin to tell you, watching children, innocent children, dying. Humanitarian efforts being underway. There's no room in this world for any kind of dictator, tyrant. I don't care where they're from. It's just my opinion. That kills innocent children. And I don't know. I'm not a politician. I'm into politricking. A lot of stuff goes on behind the closed doors, but I will tell you this. I'm blessed and thankful for the military of this country. I thank you all for protecting our freedom and putting your lives on the line, your family's lives on the line, because they support you in every effort. For those that have died and continue to serve, I'm so fortunate that I was born here. So that being said, listen, ladies and gentlemen, have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your week. And next week, I have another incredible interview with, we talk about inspirational stories here. Real shit. Right? And we're going to keep it 100. So any questions, hit me up in the chat. Any questions, just email me, DJA714@gmail.com or EDIF1up@gmail.com. So until next time, have a great day. Thank you for joining me today. Much love from your boy D Boogie, because every day is Friday. It truly is, because we truly live in the moment. And we have to relish the time that we have here. Because as I always end it, and I say one thing, God gave us a chance. He woke us up this morning. But thank God for this beautiful country. in God's word that we have a choice what to do with that chance. I thank you, and I thank our incredible military of the United States of America. Until next time, y'all, let's put it together. You guys have a great day today, and know that you're pretty cool. All right? Till next time. Peace, y'all.